Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about the transgender and the bathroom bully bills. So, just to give you guys an idea of what's going on, recently there's been a really big push for the LGBT rights. We've had some really solid gains for equal rights on that front, but there's also some places that have been lacking. We've had great leaps in legislation, such as, the gay marriage law passing. In February, lawmakers in Florida proposed a bill that applies to any sex-segregated public facility. Now that means hospitals, schools, post office. If it's government funded in any way that's considered public like that, say parks for instance, it has to be segregated. It has to be segregated in the way that if you're a born male, then you have to go to the male restroom. If you're born female, you have to go to the female restroom. And it calls for a $1,000 fine and a potential 1 year in prison for not doing so. And this is in Florida, once again. So, this is getting some pretty serious stuff. In Texas State, Republican Debbie Riddle wrote in her Facebook post that the new bill, I guess in Texas, will protect women and children from going into a ladies' restroom and finding a man who feels like he is a woman that day. Now, I don't think I need to say very much, but, dumb fighting words, you know what I'm saying? To anyone who's transgendered, shit. Advocates for transgender rights are arguing that the increase in open transgender individuals in the U.S. is what's causing this pushback, because it's becoming more acceptable. A lot of people are coming out saying, I'm transgendered. People are more open about it. And what they feel is that that because of this, that's why there's this huge pushback in legislation against transgender individuals. However, there is hope. Because Title IX of the Education Amendment Act protects all public school students from gender discrimination. Now, this only applies to public schools, but it's a good step, and at the very least protects children and teens. So that's what's going on. That's what's been reported. I'm going to post a link to the news article that I got this all from. But here's where I'm going to kind of deviate. And this is where, things might get a little dicey. People may not agree with my opinion on this, but I'm going to say it anyway. You can't force your way of life onto other people. Plain and simple. You're not the majority. Transgender make up about 0.3% of the population. And I believe that everyone should be treated with respect and dignity. But you can't expect everyone to be okay with your life, with how you are. And unfortunately, being transgendered, being gay, being bi, it goes against the major dogmas of our country, the United States. Now, this is a free country, and anyone can do what they want on their personal life. However, we all need to understand that not everyone will agree with it. When you enter the public domain, you must conform to the social standard of the majority. Plain and simple, that's how it is in every country. That's why you don't have nudists going out to the supermarket. That's why you don't have people having sex on sidewalks. That's why you don't have Satanists, in local parks performing rituals. They must conform to the majority. Here's the real crux of the issue. Public space is public space. Whether you're straight, gay, lesbian, trans, bi, whatever. I don't care. But some people do. Some people are really adamant about how they feel about this. And people shouldn't have to worry about other people pushing their way of life on them. Now, nobody's saying you don't have the right to be bi, gay, transsexual. But you infringe on their beliefs when you go into the public space, and specifically restrooms, where it really matters, and people don't want you there. The majority of people don't want you there because of the dogmas in this country. Now, you can't ask society to treat you special as a transgendered person, and also treat you like everyone else. You can fight to go into the restrooms of your choosing, but you have to understand that there will be people who don't want you there. That's part of it. That comes in the deal. That comes in the package. If you're going to fight for the equality of having the same restrooms as everyone else, of going into the restroom that you choose, you're a male turning female going to the women's restroom, or the other way around, You have to understand that there will be people who won't want you there. Plain and simple. And that in itself causes conflict. Or, choice number 2, you ask to be treated special. You say, you know what? We want our own restrooms. Male turning female on one, MTF. Female turning male on the other one, FTM. You know, you have your own restrooms. You're with other people who are transgendered. And just like how other men with men who are people with men, just like other women are with women, that's how it would be. I mean, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Personally, I think that's the best choice. Short of just saying making everything one-room restrooms, that's the best solution. You know, one toilet restrooms where everyone, waits in line. I think that's the closest you'll get to having compromise here. That's how I feel about this. Now I'm going to back things up a bit. In 2013, Washington, D.C.-based service conducted with the D.C. Trans Coalition found that 70% of survey respondents reported experiencing verbal harassment and assault. Now, besides the fact that this says that people are complete and total shit, it also says that the general population still isn't ready for the transgender community. And that's not your fault. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying you should change. I'm saying that change takes time. And for people to become understanding of your community, it's going to take time. And in order for things to be done correctly, for as peacefully as possible for these issues to be resolved, I think we need to be considerate of each other's values and beliefs, whether it be religious, non-religious, etc., but also rational towards practical solutions to the problems we're facing. And I don't think that you can expect to go into someone who's, say, male turning female, to go into the women's restroom and expect the majority who are dogmatic to be okay with it. It's not going to happen. You can't expect that. And not today. Maybe one day it'll be okay. And that's the goal. But you need to understand that it's going to go in steps. And forcing your belief that forcing the belief that it's okay, which I believe it's okay, onto someone who doesn't believe it's okay isn't right. Just like them forcing you to be straight isn't right, or forcing you to not be transgendered isn't right. So we need to find a solution, and I feel this is it. Have your own restrooms. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If you already separate men and women, why not separate men, women, and transgendered? I mean, fuck it. I mean, that just seems so rational to me. Alright, thanks everybody. This has been another great video, I hope. Once again, I'm Fish with No Gills. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think. I really want to know. If you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know. And you can follow me on Twitter with at Fish with No Gills. Of course. Take it easy. Bye.